Alright, welcome to a new video. I'm going to be going over quite a few things from 6.0. Previous video I didn't cover everything I wanted to, so now I will. First thing I want to get into would be getting into 306 gear. If you've not already made it there, and you've got friends that are 306, or you know people that you can play with that are 306, I highly recommend doing mastermind flashpoints. At the end of the flashpoint, the last boss will drop a preserver piece. If not, they'll drop a tactical or something else. Typically, it's usually preserver piece, and that can roll at 306 because your allies are 306, which means you can win that. You bam, immediately have a 306 piece, and what you can do with that, you can either take the armor rings and mods enhancement, whatever is in there, and put it into your current gear, or you can just put it on. Either way works, it doesn't really matter. If you end up getting duplicate the same piece, you can definitely take that stuff out and put it in a different piece, and bam, you've got more 306 stuff, which boosts your item level, which means you're getting higher loot, which means you're getting faster item level gains. However, if you're not so fortunate, I highly recommend doing both of the Mech Shaw Heroics. They both give 100 tech fragments each. It's definitely a nice thing to do in between queues if you don't already do them. It can also hold a set bonus piece. I think it's only general set bonuses, but I'm not certain. I've gotten a few pieces from it, typically not set bonuses that I wanted. I'm pretty sure it was general set pieces. Conquest is another great way. This is a random set bonus piece I can drop, and they're usually pretty good. So Conquest is definitely up there on things that you should probably do. Including the Conquest materials, which are really sought after right now because they're for augments and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll go over that in a little bit. Then another thing to go over is Daily Group Finder. If you already have 306, this is great for tech fragment farming. Also for more gear if you're going for best in slot, armorings, mods, enhancements. Basically, you would go between character, do master red flashpoints in each one of them. Make sure you have all the flashpoints checked so you can get the daily reward. It's extremely efficient and definitely the best way to farm for tech fragments at the moment. Also, if you're new to the flashpoint or never done it before, I highly recommend being comfortable with your role. If not, at least pulling up a guide so you know what to do. If you're a tank that's not actually in tank gear, you will notice in some of these flashpoints that you're going to get hit like a truck. It's probably going to one or two shot you. Your healer's not going to be able to keep up with it. And or let's say your healer's just not as good, and they're going to have a harder time keeping up with it if you're not in actual tank gear. So I highly recommend to at least have a tank gear backup, because it will make things significantly easier. Another thing is weeklies. Besides just doing daily group finder stuff, you can do weeklies. Weeklies will give you a huge bonus of renown XP, which will bring you up, obviously. Some of the weeklies are better than the others because they give gear grades. For example, Master Mid flashpoints, Veteran flashpoints. I believe there's one for Onderon, which you currently can't complete, unfortunately. And the other ones would be PvP related, which aren't too hard to do. However, the PvP ones I've noticed give you a lower item level than you would usually get, so I wouldn't rely that on your main way of trying to get weeklies done. I would just do them as you progress, because just doing PvP all the time is going to get you probably pretty bored if you're a PvP player like me. I just eventually get my weeklies done, and I'm just like, yay, alright. I got crap, but, I was going to get it done anyway. Last thing I wanted to say is the Victor set. You're going to get that from Conquest, probably a lot, or from other sources too. I don't recommend buying this set, however, if you collect it from Conquest, it's definitely worthwhile. It is good for PvE and PvP. It's actually a lot of fun. You definitely get it quite often from Conquest crates. The next thing I want to get into is crafted pieces and whatnot. So your ED tactical, your force bound set, stuff like that, that's going to come from Kai's Saiken, as far as I know. I don't think there's any other way to get those at the moment. However, that's where you'll get them. For the most part, it's going to cost Conquest mats, isotopes, a lot of purple mats, which means you need a lot of greens, a lot of blues to make those. Crafting prices are quite absurd. If you're looking to learn purple AUG schematics or just making AUGs in general, highly recommend waiting until the Conquest materials go down. I've gone through 175 Conquest materials just learning one purple orc, which is absurd. That's about 750 million, roughly, give or take. And this was in the first week, so there wasn't very many Conquest materials to go around, and I finally learned it in the second week when Conquest materials went down in price. For getting green materials, however, which is the main bottleneck in crafting at the moment, probably will be in the future, you can do the lowest tier missions. So at the very bottom there's a gray 2 missions or so. Do those, they'll give you the most green resources, plus it's going to make you a lot of money. So if you're interested in just picking up crew skills to make money, you'll probably want to do the very lowest bottom one of the 600, 700 tier, which is grade 11. That'll make you quite a bit of money if you take archaeology, scavenging, and underworld trading at the moment. Both metals, fabrics for sought after compounds, metals, scavenging, archaeology, everything but color crystals is pretty much in high demand. Also, lastly, for this section, around crafting, if you can get your tentacle, it will tell you what tentacle it is, thankfully, so you don't have to worry about the RNG aspect as you do with gear. Hopefully they change this in the future. I don't know if they will yet, but currently it only tells you, hey, this gear could be crafted by Synthweaver. There's 1 or 2 sets that can be crafted by Synthweaver. Currently it's the controller and the Forcebound. However, current one in there as of posting this is the controller. I want Forcebound, but I don't know if I craft that or make that what set it is until I open it, and I've already committed to crafting it, which I have already done, by the way. So I now have controller pieces that I'm never going to use, and I hope that I can at least get a refund for it because there's no information on what it was supposed to be. Going in the future, if they don't change that, I highly recommend being wary of it and buying it right away and trying to craft it right away, because you might end up with something that you don't want. Lastly, I would like to go over, like with the new gears and augments that are out, you're most likely going to want to try to save money until you can afford dogs. So I'm going to assume that most people can't afford dogs at the moment. You want at least 3 electric pieces or none, because 3 is the minimal to get the 1.4 second global cooldown, which is around 1220. So you can take power heavy mods, or not mods, but enhancements, or left hand side to obtain that. So you don't have to waste extra stat, because I believe if you went for the most optimal for power, mastery, and secondary stat, you'd be at like 1291 or something like that. You can optimize that a little bit more. Then I would probably recommend about 3500 to 4k crit, because that's going to get you around 44%. If you have all the mastery datacrons, you're probably going to be looking at 45% and around 42% multi, which is great. You don't really need more than that, but that would be my recommendation, unless you are a mercenary that is running for the what's it called? Concentrated Fire set, I think it's called. Gives you 10% critical baseline. There might be a prop for it, I don't remember. But regardless, unless you're that, don't worry about it. As for accuracy, I would go around 650 if you are a class that does white damage. That will be enough to hit 105%, and obviously Mastery and Power relics are still the best, just because the scaling is just so much better. But nonetheless, that's pretty much everything I'm going to list here. I will post things about tacticals and set bonuses down below, so if you have any idea of like what you should be going for or whatnot, feel free to ask me. I will try to start working on guides as soon as possible. Currently have almost 2 sets complete. I've got the Victor set, I've got the Right Price set, but I don't really count the Victor set. I'm working on Descent of the Fearless, which is a Marauder / Warrior set. And then I'll probably be going for the Assassin set and the Inquisitor set. I've got my augments made. I'm pretty much set. I just need to get the set bonuses, and we're going. We're ready to PvP pretty much all day, every day. It's going to be really fun. I've got most of the best in slot amplifiers too, which is great. So if you guys are interested in amplifiers too, feel free to ask me questions about that. I'm more than happy to tell you. Same with best in slot armor mod enhancements, all that stuff. I'm more than happy to help, so just give me a little time to respond to you. If I don't respond to you and you really want to know something, feel free to always like comment again, like a new comment. Don't reply to your same comment, because then it doesn't give me a notification. And I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I will definitely try to get back to everyone else. But other than that, I appreciate you guys for watching. And that's all. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing or leaving a like. I have many other videos like this and more to come. If you have any questions, feel free to comment as I play every class, and I'm more than happy to help. For more information, check the description. As always, thanks for watching.